Alright guys, Hatchchronic again today. I hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. Another $25,000 on the line this evening. Zuma's second tournament of this 100k series, and the teams were revealed yesterday. And yet again, we have some absolute OpTic versus FaZe super teams getting formed. But actually this time on the same team. Two of the OpTic guys with two of the FaZe guys, and the same thing the other way around as well. Plenty of other storyline to get at as well, because Crimsix has played in this one, and there's a lot to say on that. It's very much into your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I greatly appreciate it. The OpTic boys, as you guys can see in the background, they did it. They got over the line. They hit Prestige Master after basically a week. I think they thought it would take them roughly a week or something like that, and it was a very entertaining few days on this stream. I think OpTic just did a killer job with this, really. Like, obviously, they were grinding in the background, but you know, they made the stream very entertaining in multiple ways. And I feel like the other entities, certainly FaZe, certainly 100 Thieves, they have the content creators to potentially do something like this if they wanted to. Because we know that Doom Clan, and I think there was another team, like Team Pits or something, that was, I think, the team that was rumoured to be VPNing to Bangladesh. Whether they actually did it or not, I don't know. But the way that Doom Clan do it is they, like, squad up with a full party of 6, and they just, you know, basically allow the other team to go up 249 or whatever in hard points, and then they bring the comeback, and they just extend the game, basically, and they feed kills to their main guy. So it's like, there's only one winner when you're taking it that seriously. So I don't know exactly where OpTic, like, placed technically in the end of the race, but I think, as I say, it'd be cool to see, like, OpTic versus FaZe versus Thieves next year, assuming that Prestige actually exists again, which hopefully it will. Then, you know, they could do like a race between the top organizations, as it were. I thought they did a great job. These are some of the numbers as well. 142 hours played of the game to get all the way to Prestige Master. So, yeah, these are the numbers. OpTic scumpered the boys. Just over 1,000 games played. Got them over the line. But let's talk about the new Seattle Surge, or Vancouver Surge, apologies. That's going to take a bit of time to get used to. Roster announcement. Because yesterday, they confirmed the following. Now, I knew they were going to do this, but putting together an absolutely banger piece of content for the announcement. So it's difficult to speak highly enough of the way that they put this together. You know, the production quality, even you guys can tell the level of the videography here, the way that even the guys using focus, and like, look at the way the camera shots are angled. Like, this is genuine movie level production on some of this stuff. And okay, the acting might not always be the best, certainly for the players, but it was great stuff. So anyway, Abuzah, this guy basically just turns into a zombie. He starts to chase him down, and here's 04. 04's acting was absolutely sensational in this, when I mean, look, this is the content. And they confirm the roster as follows, because basically to save the boys from this, they call in the backup. Here comes Hicksy. And of course, Nastie ends up joining the team as well. You know, shoots out the truck, and well, job done. That's the new Seattle Surge, Vancouver Surge, done it again. For the upcoming season, they've changed the location. They're probably going to be playing out of Vancouver as well, which, well, maybe from an internet POV isn't ideal. I will say as well, it's just like, why go to this level? I just don't quite get it. It's so cool, right? And I've said this before, but if I'm running an organization, I don't know how much money they spent on this content, but you guys remember a couple of years ago when Octane said that when they first had their team Seattle Surge, and actually was Seattle Surge back then, back in Modern Warfare 19, they spent like 300 grand on an announcement video, like a team intro basically, that the CDL said, no, you're not even allowed to use. And for some reason, the budgets are still there for these like mega videos. And this was great stuff, like I'm not denying that. But it's just like, if I was running a team, would I be spending my money in this way? Probably not, but yeah, I guess people in the replies are like, damn, that was crazy, which it was. I mean, it was an outrageous piece of content, but it's not even like there's any sponsorship deliverables in here, right? So I just don't really get it exactly why, but I'm like, that's what Surge are going to do. That's their roster. How good's the roster going to be? Abuzah, 04, of course, staying around. Effectively, Nastie comes in for aBeZy. I feel like that's definitely worth a go. The Hicksy for Hook thing is still a bit of a question mark, right? We know that 04 is a great search and destroy player. We saw that last year. He's probably still got some upside in the tank as well. Same probably for Abuzah. Nastie I've always rated since he's been in and around the league. Hicksy, we know what he did before on Toronto, and great to see him get an opportunity back into the CDL, I would say. How well it's going to work, because, you know, Hicksy and 04 on paper at least, absolutely have the potential to like get fried in a respawn map, right? Not like they don't have upside too, they do. But even 04, who was good last season, he still would have the occasional stinker in respawn, and you can't afford that from both of your SMGs. So if Hicksy can drop a 0.9, 0.95, certainly on LAN, because he was good on LAN when he was on Toronto, better than he was online, then I think there's potentially. Otherwise, this team might have to consider, okay, do we need more firepower somewhere if we want to compete at the top? So intrigued to your thoughts in the comments, but cool to see Hicksy back in the league, because after what he did with Toronto, winning an event with those guys, making the grand finals of champs, like there was no way that this guy should have been straight out of the league again. It was outrageous, I think, that he was. And, well, now he's getting another opportunity here on Surge. Yesterday, big GA updates happening again. So, the AIMS is now the go-to AR since the Model L and the XM4 have been banned. This is the weapon that people are using, but the reinforced barrel has now been GA'd. Now, this might be sensible. Okay, sure. The thing that confuses me about it is that the gunfighter wildcard is still a thing. And that's just what doesn't quite add up in my head. It's like, okay, we're banning, first of all, weapons, as we were saying yesterday. They banned the Model L, they banned the XM4, before they banned the ability to have 8 attachments on these guns and make them in all cases an absolute laser beam. And we're kind of doing it again. It's like, well, 8 attachments is fine, but you can't use the reinforced barrel. It's like, what are we doing? I'm a little bit confused right now. So, yeah, as Jake Hell says, I think assault rifles just GA, like all of them should be GA'd, and then maybe we just GA the AR players. Nameless says, going to be 5 months into the game and the worst AR will be the CDL meta against the best SMG. 4 new maps that are SMG orientated will be dropped into the map set, and just the SMG superstar conspiracy to say dominant, which, look, this was the perspective that Clay was saying the other day as well, that the game over time will become more SMG favored, and he is maybe true that over time the new maps they may add in could be SMG favored too. So maybe it's the big SMG playing the long con here, I don't know, but I'm just confused why gunfighter is still a thing. Now, the rotation did tweet yesterday, you'll never guess what, shortly after talking about the GAs. So there was a theory that, okay, maybe something else is getting GA'd, whether that's gunfighter is now gone, or whether that's actually some other attachments, or, let's say they GA'd gunfighter, could you un-GA the XM4? I think it's a possibility. But they're not going to do that. It's just like the way that it's handled is always a disaster. And the way the thing is currently out, it seems like it probably almost always will be. But let's talk about the tournament that's coming up today. So a couple of days ago, of course, the tournament that Scrappy and his team won, the 25k Zuma tournament number 1. Tonight is the 25k Zuma tournament number 2. And these are going to be your teams for that. So this time it's not AR duo, SMG duo. It is your AR and your entry fragger, and then the other 2, basically. So your second SMG, or what might be considered your slaying SMG, depending on the team, and then your flex player, effectively. The rules aren't so clear anymore, but I think it's clear that every team has a main AR, and every team has, like, an entry fragger on some level. And that's what we're seeing here. So the duos are therefore Dashy, Shotzzy, attached Kremp, Insight, CleanX, Ghosty, HyDra, and down the list. And then they got matched up with, randomly, an assigned duo from another team. So let's have a look through some of these rosters because, well, they're pretty exciting. We, of course, have Team 12 again, the boys, the FaZe boys, because still the Falcons guys aren't out there quite yet. But we have some serious teams here. Obviously, we've got to address the elephant in the room, the OpTic FaZe SUPERTEAMS. Dashy, Shotzzy, Drazah, and Simp. That is team number 1. Now, sure, the OpTic FaZe SUPERTEAM the other day with Dashy, Kenny, and then Simp aBeZy, we thought would do well. They did okay, it didn't go all the way. Dashy, Shotzzy, Drazah, and Simp. I mean, this is pretty mega, right? Dashy and Drazah on your ARs, Simp and Shotzzy on your SMGs, hypothetically. We'll see what the meta, of course, looks like tonight. But, look, Shotzzy and Simp is one of those SMG combos that could have been formed in real life. Shotzzy was offered to go to FaZe, but he decided not to because Scump decided to return to competitive play going into MW2 when he was very much considering retiring then and there. And Dashy and Drazah on paper, phenomenal AR combination. situation. You then have, the funny thing was, that Cell and aBeZy, the other two on FaZe, were paired with Kenny and Pred. So this is going to be mega right. Now, first of all, Cellium and Pred on the same team is going to be funny because the GTA RP stuff and all that. But instead of, you know, Shotzzy Simp is one SMG duo, and then aBeZy Pred is another, with Cell and Kenny as the AR. So I hope that we get these two teams matched up because, you know, these could be rosters in the real CDR, and they would be phenomenal if they were. But what team will be better? It's a fascinating question, isn't it? You put the OpTic duo with the FaZe duo here, or this way around. What's a better team? I don't know. Tough to say. On paper, you'd probably favour Team 1, but I don't know if it's going to be as clear-cut as that. There is, of course, some other nice teams in here as well. Scrappy, who won the tournament the other day, he is playing with Insight and CleanX. So the Toronto pairing got paired up with the Los Angeles Thieves pairing, and that would have been Envoy and Scrap. But unfortunately for Scrappy, well, maybe fortunately, depending on how Crimsix does, Envoy can't attend this weekend because I think he's traveling to Texas. So he's moving this weekend. So Kremp, who's played a lot of 8s over the last few days, is hopping in instead. And there's been some nice clips. Like, Kremp is nice at this game. Like, I've seen him fry at multiple moments so far. Kremp's obviously having a good time on the new launch, and sure, role-wise it's going to be interesting because, you know, Insight, Scrap, CleanX, Kremp typically an AR, but still, Kremp or Scrap could run an SMG, they'll do what it takes, I'm sure, and the other part of that Thieves duo, so Kremp effectively is subbing in for the Los Angeles Thieves tonight, which is very exciting. Ghosty and HyDra are with Vivid and Gwinn, a duo that also did well in the tournament a couple of days ago. So, you know, there's a few nice teams here, as ever, really. I'm kind of interested to see how Slasher, TJ, JoeDeceives, and Beans get on. I kind of like that team, to be fair, as well on paper. So, yeah, time will tell how well these guys do. We're going to find out tonight. Of course, I'll talk about it tomorrow morning. Now, Envoy's not playing, as Envoy says in the replies here, moving from Toronto to Texas over the weekend. Had to sit this one out, and the greatest of all time steps back into the team. So, exciting stuff. And, yeah, OpTic and FaZe. Funny how it works out, isn't it? They find themselves on the same rosters effectively going into this tournament this evening. There were some funny clips as well where Cellium was asking aBeZy to say, hey, you know, maybe use a voice changer or something on the team and pretend to be Pred. That would be insane. That would be comedy for sure if what they've been doing in roleplay effectively works out in reality, and maybe it's going to be a key part of the chemistry, which is going to help them win the entire tournament. 25k on the line as ever. Now, just to close out the video, this is the Amy's class, Ames class, whatever, that Dashy is currently rocking with. Now, how long this lasts is a question, just because as it stands, Gunfighter is allowed, so feel free. But maybe not the case forever, I don't know. And the reinforced barrel is seemingly now gone, so there's a couple of alternatives there, but this is the rest of what Dashy is currently rocking with. Again, it's like a few of these things, certainly extended mags, like, extended mags is fine, but I just don't really see a world in which we're actually playing competitive issue with extended mags. Like, when have we ever done that? Like, it just doesn't really ever happen. Recoil springs as well. On the fire mods, that might be something that's looked at. You know, I just don't really see why, if the pros are going to GA stuff, which is understandable to GA stuff, like, you know, sometimes it's necessary. The way they've gone about it is confusing, to say the very least. But very much interested in your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care. And I'll see you next time.
Wait, watch it. Listen to this, chat. Listen to this. I was actually slamming them, bro. Wow. This guy shit on. World star. Literally world star. That JoeDeceives right there actually gets a world star. Hold on, bro. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I didn't watch it on stream, right? Wait, listen to this, chat. Listen to this. I'm telling you, bro, I went nuts. I was just like, can someone fucking kill me?